Yo, what's up, Bleach fans? This is Rafael from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of Chapter 540, The Sword 5. I enjoyed this chapter much more this week. It was quick, but it was good because it was, straight to the point. We didn't have the kind of messy chapter we had last week where there was all these different points of views and nothing was really said or done. It was kind of pointless filler chapter, but yeah, this one was really good because we had two major reveals and points that I'm sure shook up the whole Bleach fan base because it was really dramatic. Even though I'm guessing some people expected this already. So anyway, the Sword Five, as the title says, are these five women who apparently are Nemaya's bodyguards, even though they beat him up as soon as they appeared. But yeah, basically they're blacksmiths just like Nemaya, and they personalize and building and reforging Zanpakutos from Asuchi. But they were doing some mad stuff. Like one of them was using pigtails to form something, and the other one pulled out a tooth and threw it. It was really weird, the whole process. And then we see that the Hollow Asuchi eventually breaks down and starts forming into the kind of sword form on the table, and that's when Nemaya takes off his sunglasses and starts tempering the sword with a hammer that he has. And this is when Ichigo is confused, thinking, it got brighter, why have you got your taking your sunglasses off? And he says, I need to see the colour of the flames when I'm forging the sword. So this is when it starts getting interesting because Nemaya basically brings up a point saying to Ichigo, like, haven't you ever wondered why the sword, not the sword, sorry, the Asuchi looks so similar to your hollow inside of you? And he's like, no. And he's like, well, it's because this Asuchi is your Zanpakuto. So this hollow is, the soul inside of you. This is the actual form. He's saying, what was it? Yeah, he said, because these whites, as you call it, or the hollows that Aizen made in experimental one, he said they're pretty much the same as Asuchi because they're made from the same composition. Those whites are basically made from putting hollows Ryatsu into a Shinigami, and it forms a perfect hybrid form. And he's saying because they're the same composition as Asuchi's, they're pretty much compatible. So that's why Ichigo's one was drawn out in the Asuchi process, because his Asuchi is a hollow, the one he got from his mum. And yeah, so that was interesting. But this is when it gets more interesting because he said, so if this is my hollow, it's like that. This has been my Zanpakuto all this time, and this is when Nemaya said, yes, so the person who you thought was your Zanpakuto was not. He's like, he's just an imposter. And he said, all these months you had him, nope, it hasn't been, it's not yours, it hasn't been yours at all. He says, this is when Ichigo's like, wait, so old man Zangetsu? He's like, yes, that's the guy. He's not yours, Zanpakuto. He never was. He was just inside you all this time pretending. And this is when he reveals it. He says, yeah, what do you call it? He's Yhwach's form, basically. That was him 1,000 years ago. And he's saying because of the Quincy powers he has in you, that's why he formed, or that's what we can assume anyway. So, yeah, Yhwach apparently is Zangetsu. Well, he's form anyway, not like in some respects. Zangetsu represents Yhwach, and that is, wow, that's a madness. So, a lot of people, I remember, was saying that Zangetsu and Buckbeard, as we were calling him back then before he was revealed as Yhwach, they look similar, but especially me, I assumed it was just Kubo's drawing style. You know how he likes to draw people similar, but they have no relation at all. But no, apparently he is. That is a 1,000 years younger form of Yhwach. And this is another point where I'm starting to see why he resembles him, because I remember when Yhwach drew out that sword when he was fighting Yamato, it looks very similar to Zangetsu in Shikai form. Both version 2 and the first form we saw, it looked very, very similar with the whole black and silver blade, or black and white blade in the manga. So maybe this this explains a lot of why Ichigo looks the way he looks in terms of his power, his Zanpakuto, and his Shinigami powers, and why Yhwach looks so much like Zangetsu, because that's him technically, just a piece of him anyway, or a representation of him. So this comes to us, why is he inside there? And I can only assume because Yhwach did say my son born in darkness, he must have known about Ichigo. I think I said this before, this is why he didn't kill Ichigo when he knew that he was a Quincy hybrid as well, because he probably had some sort of plan for him. So maybe he put a bit of his power inside Ichigo, like as some sort of protection, like, and that would somewhat preserve him, keep him alive until then. And then when he comes, you will come and get him. Remember, he did try and kidnap him and basically try to brainwash him. Not remember after the at the end of the invasion of Soul Society not too long ago. So maybe all this time, that what he did was he killed whatever Suchi Ichigo had before and replaced it with that, along with knowing that putting the hollow powers that must have got transferred over from Misaki into him as well, and then that's like a perfect hybrid weapon for him. Don't know, it could be really possible. So that's probably what I'm thinking, is he purposely put like a piece of him or of representation form of him inside Ichigo, and the fact that he has his blood running in him makes it all the better. So this comes to me thinking now, if Nimad said you gotta say goodbye to him, that means that form's gonna be gone. So does that mean his Zanpakuto is gonna change? Because it seems like it, seen as everything resembling around Zangetsu, the blade itself all relates to Yhwach. So I'm guessing if the Zangetsu form is gone, that means his blade must change. It's definitely gotta change. So yeah, Ichigo now, I'm guessing he's going to be really bewildered next chapter. I don't think he's going to break down or, get emotional. He'd probably be a bit outraged or shocked because your partner all this time was Yhwach, the person who killed your mum. And yeah, he must be shocked. Like, the amount of stuff Zangetsu's done for him. He protected him all this time. He taught him Mugetsu, taught him Bankai, taught him Getsuge Tenshou. All of that's going to be like, it just seems like, what was that all for? So maybe if maybe his Bankai would change as well. There's so many things that could happen now, like because his Quincy powers seems like they had a lot more influence over his Shinigami powers than we thought, seeing as Zangetsu was a form of Yhwach. So yeah, that's all I can think. There's going to be a lot of changes happening with Ichigo, not just mentally, because that's already happened, I'm saying, physically in terms of his powers. So it's really going to be interesting. So much drama Kubo is causing, but I'm enjoying it, and I hope he does more like this more often. So yeah, that's my theories. I think Yhwach purposely put that Zangetsu or himself inside Ichigo, and he expected to protect him all this time until he wanted to take him for himself. And I guess his powers are going to change now if he's actually saying goodbye to this form of Zangetsu. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Really good chapter. It was very short, but that's typical Bleach. So I expect more like this in the coming chapters, and no more of that pointless scattying around stuff again. So yeah, that's my theories. What do you guys think? Do you agree with them? Let me know. Post your theories as well of why you think Yhwach was inside Zangetsu, inside Ichigo, well, form of him anyway. And as I said, leave any predictions you have. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed the video and the chapter, and also subscribe for more content in the channel, and I'll speak to you guys in the next chapter.